Hello everybody, I have a new monster to show you today and I designed this. It is another monster that is going to be going into this area on Northern Glaive, this area called the Gale Red Forest, and I'm very excited to be able to come up with one more monster to add to this area just to make it more lively. And so far I have made 3 monsters previously that will be going into this forest, Gale Red Forest, and these monsters are called the Shotgun Dragon, the Mossy, and the Blood Orchid. But today we will be talking about this monster. I had a lot of fun coming up with the idea for this monster, and I think it ended up looking great. I also have some very interesting lore to tell you, so you can know more about this monster. But first, I'd like to thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you very much for those of you who have subscribed. Thank you for subscribing and thank you for liking. Also, please feel free to comment down below whenever you want to tell me what you think about my artwork, because I do read every comment and I try to reply to every single one of them. And now let's go back to the monster itself. So, have you ever thought, hey, gold is good, gold's good, the world runs on gold, and gold is never bad. And if you hit a gold mining jackpot all alone, that would be awesome. And if you found a big gold nugget, you won't have to worry about earning money for a good long while, right? But what if the gold can actually fight back? Like, imagine if you're just mining, looking for gold, and you're all alone, you're just looking for gold, not expecting much. Then all of a sudden you hear like a clink and you think, what's that? Oh, it's hard, let me just go grab it and have a look. Oh, this is gold, damn, and this is my lucky day. But then the gold just smacks you across the face and it just runs away somewhere. Well, that's pretty much the concept of the monster I am going to show you today. And this monster is called Primordial Gold. Not all of the people of Persevera know of this monster called Primordial Gold. In a single village, let's say, with a population of about 50 people, this is just an example, maybe only one of them would know about this monster. But then again, they won't know all that much about it. Like, if you know where to look for more info about this monster, and who to ask, you'll be able to get much more info about the Primordial Gold. And in this case, it's miners, you know, like treasure hunters, gold miners, iron miners. Like, it doesn't have to be gold really, but yes, it is most often found buried among other gold, and Primordial Gold is very rare. It is always buried deep somewhere beneath earth and rock, which is why people who find them are almost exclusively gold miners, or any miner. And these miners would pass along stories of people just being smashed to unrecognizable bits of what used to be human. Now let's say there could be this one mining expedition that has been going very well, only to suddenly lose contact with the outside world. So minerals would get transported out from the mines, and horse carts would transport them to a refinery, and the next morning they would return to the mines, only to see no trace of it. Like, the entrance that was there yesterday is now just a pile of dirt and rocks. There would be remnants of mining equipment strewn all over the ground, unused, and the few people who did not disappear are ones that weren't inside the mines when it collapsed, and they couldn't even say what had happened. Like, other than the mine had collapsed, but there would always be one, you know, with these stories, there would always be one, just one of the miners, who claimed that they saw a glimpse of a thing, you know, just a glimpse of a thing that was moving and rampaging around inside the mine. And it looked like it had a head, you know, it had a head made of gold and a body made of stone. But of course, these types of reports would always be ridiculed, and so will the person making these claims as if they were crazy, and they will forever be living after this, feeling alienated by everybody around them, and nothing they say will ever be taken seriously anymore by anyone but you, because you are curious enough to want to know more of this monster that doesn't even exist, committing atrocities that never even happened by willingly trying to believe the accounts of someone crazy, knowing very well you could be brainwashing yourself doing it. But none of that matters. Why? Because you are a treasure seeker, and you live life just romanticizing, hoping that you'll get lucky tomorrow. And you like hearing these kinds of stories. Maybe it just makes treasure seeking that much more fun. That's all it is to you, it just makes it feel more fun. And now you think to yourself, as you are holding a giant lump of gold in a gold mine all alone, there's just no way something like primordial gold could exist, right? And now, we move on to the legends, and the legends that say, or instead of legends, it could be stories, depending on which one you choose to believe. Legends and stories that have hinted the primordial gold existing since the earliest periods of human history. And that has led people to believe it has existed since the dawn of Persevera. And when primordial gold is approached, it will awaken to try to defend itself, and if it is successful, it will bury itself once more after defending itself, or you could say defending itself, after obliterating everything. It will once more bury itself deep within the earth. So you could say it's very territorial that way, like even though it isn't actually a living being, it's still of course gold, an inanimate object, and its shape is in the shape of a head. Like it could be the head of an animal or a human, but always in the shape of a head. And often it would somehow be connected to the environment it was buried in. Like in this case, since it was buried deep inside a gold mine, it's connected with the rocks within the mine walls by roots and vines, which is what you're seeing right now. And it's able to use these vines to just flail around these giant chunks of rock to destroy what has come to disturb its slumber. And as you can see, I've added these little water droplets in the background to hint that it's dripping from the mine ceiling, because it's a mine, mines can get wet. And there's also mist, a little bit of mist, accompanied by, in the background, there's this soft blue glow, hinting that it's coming from a body of water. It could be a puddle, it could be a small stream, could be a little tiny lake. And since primordial gold can be buried for a very long time before ever being found, it can be said that whatever primordial gold you happen to find could very well be one that has never been found since the beginning of the world. Like the one you find right now could very well be the first one that has ever been found. And nobody knows why this gold can start to move once unearthed, and why it is able to power all of the environmental bits it was buried in to attack intruders, and why they always look like heads. Like, nobody knows. Maybe a wizard, a crazy wizard, made a bunch of them a very, very long time ago, and this wizard enchanted them with magic, and it's still active today. And it could even be, maybe it's naturally occurring. Nobody knows, but regardless of its origins, one thing's for sure: primordial gold is every treasure seeker's worst nightmare. And if you're a treasure seeker, this will also be your worst nightmare. So, what do you think, guys? What do you think about this little story of mine about the primordial gold? Some people say primordial gold too much. Did you think it was cool? And this monster was actually made because I was practicing rendering rocks. because I'm bad at drawing environments. Like out of every 20 attempts of me just trying to draw environments, I would only succeed one time, like once or twice. So I thought to just improve, I'd start small and just try to draw rocks. And of course, me being me, I eventually found a way to turn a rock into another monster. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, guys, because it helps my channel grow. And please like this video as well. And I guess that's it. Thank you very much for the visit, guys. I'll see you again next week.